Welcome to the ABC of the animal kingdom. Beavers belong to the rodent suborder Castorimorpha, along with the gophers and Heteromyidae, which includes kangaroo rats, kangaroo mice, pocket mice, and spiny pocket mice. Modern beavers are the only extant members of the family Castoridae. They originated in North America in the late Eocene and dispersed into Eurasia via the Bering Land Bridge in the early Oligocene. In the early Miocene, about 24 million years ago, Castorids evolved a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Members of the subfamily Castoroidinae appeared around this time, including giants like Castoroides of North America and Trogontherium of Eurasia. Members of this group appear to have been less specialized for aquatic life than modern beavers. Castoroides is estimated to have had a length of 1.9 to 2.2 meters, 6.2 to 7.2 feet, and a weight of 90 to 125 kilograms, 198 to 276 pounds. Beavers live in freshwater ecosystems such as rivers, streams, lakes, and ponds. Water is the most important part of the beaver habitat. They require a year-round supply for swimming, diving, floating logs, protection of lodge entrances, and safety from land-dwelling predators. Beavers prefer to use slower-moving streams, typically with a gradient or steepness of 1%, though they have been recorded using streams with gradients as high as 15%. Beavers also prefer wide streams over narrower ones, and they typically avoid areas with regular flooding. The North American beaver is widespread throughout most of the United States and Canada, and can be found in northern Mexico. The species was introduced to Finland in 1937 and to Tierra del Fuego, Argentina, in 1946. The Eurasian beaver's range is not contiguous but fragmented. Beaver populations range from Spain and France, through Central and Eastern Europe and into Scandinavia and Russia. Small native populations are also present in Mongolia and northwestern China. Beginning in 2009, beavers have been reintroduced successfully to Great Britain. The Eurasian beaver has a more elongated skull with a more triangular nasal bone opening, lighter fur color, and a narrower tail. Beavers are the second largest living rodents after the capybaras. They have a head-body length of 80 to 120 centimeters, 31 to 47 inches, with a 25 to 50 centimeters, 9.8 to 19.7 inches, tail, a shoulder height of 30 to 60 centimeters, 12 to 24 inches, and a weight of 11 to 30 kilograms, 24 to 66 pounds. Males and females are almost identical externally. Their robust build bodies allow them to pull heavy loads. The beaver's coat keeps the animal warm, helps it float in water, and protects it against the teeth and claws of predators. Guard hairs are typically reddish-brown, but can range from yellowish-brown to nearly black, while the underfur is dark gray. Beavers have massive skulls adapted for withstanding the forces generated by their powerful chewing muscles. Their 4 chisel-shaped incisors grow continuously. The incisors' outer enamel is very thick and colored orange due to the presence of iron compounds. Beavers have 1 premolar and 3 molars on each side of the upper and lower jaws, with 20 teeth in total. The molars have meandering ridges for grinding woody food. The nostrils and ears have valves that close underwater, while nictitating membranes, or translucent third eyelid, cover the eyes. Unusual among mammals, the epiglottis is contained in the nasal cavity rather than the throat, preventing water from flowing into the larynx and trachea. A beaver's lips can close behind the incisors, allowing for chewing in water. The beaver's front feet are dexterously allowing them to grasp and manipulate objects and food, as well as dig. The hind feet are larger and have webbing between the toes. Beavers can swim at 8 kilometers per hour, 5 miles per hour. Only their webbed hind feet are used while the front feet are tucked under the chest. On the surface, the hind limbs thrust alternately, while underwater they move simultaneously. On land, they can carry objects while walking on their hind legs. The beaver's distinctive tail consists of a conical, muscular, hairy base, and a flat, scaly end that makes up 2/3 of the appendage. It has multiple functions. It provides support for the animal when it is upright, acts as a rudder when swimming, and stores fat. It also has a counter-current blood vessel system which allows the animal to lose heat in warm temperatures and retain heat in cold temperatures. Female beavers have 4 mammary glands. These produce milk with 19% fat, higher than other rodents. Beavers have a pair of castor sacs between the kidneys and urinary bladder that empty into the urethra and anal glands. The castor sacs secrete castoreum, a urine-based substance used mainly for marking territory. Anal glands produce an oily substance which beavers rub on their fur to make it waterproof, playing a role in individual and family recognition. Compared to many other rodents, a beaver's brain has a smaller hypothalamus in relation to the cerebrum. This indicates a relatively advanced brain with higher intelligence. Beavers have an herbivorous and a generalist diet. During the spring and summer, they mainly feed on herbaceous plant material such as leaves, roots, herbs, ferns, grasses, sedges, water lilies, water shields, rushes, and cattails. During the fall and winter, they eat more bark and cambium of woody plants. Their favorite trees and shrub species are aspen, birch, oak, dogwood, willow, and alder. Beavers may cache their food for the winter, piling up wood in the deepest part of their pond where it cannot be reached by other browsers. This is known as a raft, the top of which becomes frozen, creating a cap. The animal accesses the raft by swimming under the ice. Many populations of Eurasian beaver do not make rafts, but forage on land during winter. Beavers usually live up to 10 years. Felids, canids, and bears may prey upon them. Beavers are cautious on land and escape into the water when they sense a threat, their shelters providing them with protection. Their parasites include the bacteria Francisella tularensis, which causes tularemia, the protozoan Giardia duodenalis, which causes giardiasis, beaver fever, the beaver beetle, and mites of the genus Schizocarpus. They have also been recorded with the rabies virus. Beavers were once hunted almost to extinction because they were valued for their pelts, castoreum, and meat. Beaver hats were once the height of fashion, and castoreum was used in medicine, food, and perfumes. Today, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, beavers are not considered endangered. They are widespread, common in many parts of their range, and their populations are stable. Beavers are mainly nocturnal and crepuscular, and spend the daytime in their shelters. Unlike many other species, beavers do not hibernate during winter. Beavers establish and defend territories along the banks of their ponds, which may be 1 to 7 kilometers, 0.6 to 4.35 miles, in length. Beavers mark their territories by constructing scent mounds made of mud and scented with castoreum. Those with many territorial neighbors create more scent mounds. Scent marking increases in spring during the dispersal of yearlings to deter interlopers. Beavers within a family greet each other with whines. Youngs or kits will attract the attention of adults with mews, squeaks, and cries. Defensive beavers produce a hissing growl and gnash their teeth. Tail slaps, which involve an animal hitting the water surface with its tail, serve as alarm signals warning other beavers of a potential threat. The Eurasian beaver has a gestation period of around 128 days. Then, they give birth to 1 to 6 babies that weigh 230 to 630 grams, 8.1 to 22 ounces. Eurasian kits are usually weaned after 6 weeks of life. American beavers have a gestation period of around 105 to 107 days. They give birth to 1 to 4 kits that weigh 250 to 600 grams, 9 to 21 ounces. American beavers are usually weaned in around 2 weeks. They are born with all of their fur, their eyes open, and their incisor teeth erupted. American beaver kits can swim 24 hours after birth. At around 2 years of age, the kits leave the lodge and make one of their own. At 3 years, they find a monogamous mate. If you love dogs and cats as much as we do, stay tuned on Sundays. We will also post new videos about wild animals and insects every Thursday. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you do not miss any of our incredible videos.